guy named Piper Davis was my manager at that time. They wanted to see what I could do, so Piper had me play shortstop. And a guy named Ed Steele hit a ball that was very, very hard, good double play, easy. The ball ran up my shoulder. And I saw Piper over there, and he pointed to center field. He wanted me to switch from shortstop to center field. So when the next ball was hit, I caught it so easy that he says, "That's your position. You're going to be center field." So the first time up, I hit a home run. Next time up, the guy hit me on my shoulder, a guy named Chet Brewer. And I was crying, and here come Piper out of the dugout. He kicked me. "Get up off of the ground," he says. And I said, "Why?" He says, "Don't let them guys see you crying like that. You go to first base, you steal second, you steal third." And I did. I stole second, steal third, and then a little short, fly ball was hit to right. I scored. After the game, he came over and he says, "Now, that's the way you play baseball. You kick them, they kick you, but you don't cry."
Mays was a success in the Negro Leagues and soon found himself playing with the minor league Trenton Giants. In 1951, he made his debut in the majors with the New York Giants. But his storied career got off to an inauspicious start.
When I left Trenton, it wasn't every day that you have a good pitcher. When I got to the majors, every day there was a good pitcher, there was a guy at every position that was good. It was so hard for me the first 3 games because I never played with guys like that. If I hit a ball hard, they're going to catch it. I don't care how hard you hit it. They're going to catch it somewhere if it stayed in the ballpark. And I went 0 for 12. And I went back to New York, and I was really upset. The next day, they had a guy named Warren Spahn pitching that won 300 games in the majors. I didn't think I could hit the guy, but I said to this day, when I went into the Hall of Fame, "You see this little bald head guy over there? This guy wanted me to stay in the majors, so he just grooved me one. I hit it over the roof. That was my first hit." I ended up the season with 274, 20 home runs, 74 runs by then, won the Rookie of the Year, so it was a good thing my first year with the Giants in New York.
That first year, Mays also had a front-row seat for one of the most talked-about moments in baseball history, Bobby Thomson's dramatic game-winning home run that lifted the Giants to the pennant.
When Bobby hit the home run, well, I'm on deck. I'm sure they're going to walk Bobby to get to me because Bobby had hit a home run off of Branca, and Branca just had released Don Newcomb when they'd taken Newcomb out in about the 8th inning. So I'm sure they wanted to walk Bobby and get to me. That was my thinking. Now, when Bobby hit the home run, I'm the last guy to get the home plate, and I'm on deck because I'm kind of shocked. I didn't understand what was going on at that time because everybody started running on the field. Everybody started doing things that ordinarily you don't do too much on a regular season game. So when I realized, it was just shocking to me, and I was kind of the last guy to get there.
Mays found himself at center stage a few years later, this time in the 1954 World Series against the Cleveland Indians. Mays was playing center field with Cleveland slugger Vic Wertz at the plate.
We had a really great year in 1954 because we was the underdogs. Cleveland won 111 games that year. They had a really good pitching staff, plus they had 8 guys on the field that could hit and play. And probably the first or second inning, they got 2 guys on. And Vic came to bat, and I usually play shadow in the Polo Ground because that's just the way I played, the game. And when the ball was hit, it was hit kind of high, and I was running. As I was running, I knew I got the ball. It's in my mind. That's why the positive thinking coming in from my father. You're going to catch the ball. What do you do with the ball? So as I'm running, I'm saying to myself, I got to get the ball back into the infield. So when I catch the ball, before I catch the ball, I'm turning to throw the ball back into the infield because I knew I got the ball. And to me, it wasn't so much to catch. Of course, you have to catch it before you can throw it. But the key to that particular play was me getting the ball back into the infield and only one guy advanced. And I thought the catch was the key to winning the World Series.
Mays' success came at the dawn of the Civil Rights Movement, and he lived both the trials and triumphs of that era.
It was very difficult when I came in 1951. It was quite a few cities that we couldn't stay in. We had to keep our mouth closed. But my father had already told me about things like that. You're going to have some hardships when you come into the majors. So I understood what was going on. And he says, you have to turn the other cheek. And when you turn the other cheek, sometime you're going to get further very quick. But if you start fighting back, then you're going to have a problem. So I started observing that, and I started seeing progress as I began to understand that things began to change. All these cities that we couldn't stay in, 3 years ago, we began to stay in, like Chicago. We stayed at the Persian Hotel, and then we moved to the Edgewater Beach North, which is a very good hotel. Then we moved from the Hill in Cincinnati down to the Hilton. So everything started falling into place. So he was right on that angle. Sometime when you playing baseball, you think when you hit all the home runs, you're the guy that's supposed to be staying anywhere you want to stay. But sometimes the system don't allow you to do that. Not just in baseball, but I think it was just a matter of time.
Willie Mays loved his father, and his father helped provide Willie with the tools he would use to become a legendary ball player.
I think my father played a really big role in me playing baseball, because starting at age 6, he would go over things with me and made sure that I knew every position, first base, second base, all the positions that I had to learn. I knew about it when I was very, very young.
Like many young boys, Willie Mays looked up to the baseball stars of the day as heroes, but one stood above the rest.
In the South, we used to get the paper every Sunday, and there was 3 guys on the paper. That was Stan Musial, Ted Williams, and Joe DiMaggio. I picked Joe DiMaggio because Joe could do everything. When I say everything, he was a good base runner. He was a guy that could throw, could hit home runs. Stan was a very, very good hitter. Ted was a good hitter. But Joe could do everything. And my father and I decided that in order to stay in the majors, you have to be in the top 5 of everything. And that's what I did.